忍耐一下哦。好，请把口罩戴上哦。
啊去！哇，对不起，对不起。
没事没事。哎，你保险买了没？听说你早上之前被喷到。
我消毒过了啦。啊，你怎么会在这？
方琦跟佩瑜确诊啊！我要是不来，谁还能代班？
真的假的？
那你中午要吃什么？
我不知道哎，还是你问问看姐。
And the very first shot is really beautiful. You forget about it almost towards the end. The first shot of where they cut from the young boy drawing to his mother, who's actually working as a nurse, and then weaving that back in at the end, where you see that this nurse has a family too, and COVID has stretched our job thin. Like the theme of empathy and community is already woven into those first few moments. That was really done with a really deft hand, and I thought that was really beautiful. I think overall they did a great job of, and like through the cinematography and through the score of illustrating what this crisis meant for all of us and what it means to have not empathy just for like your family members, but how to show grace and care to everybody, especially healthcare workers during this time. But they hit that right home with the acting and the high octane scenes of them trying to save the man's life. All of those things really worked together for the benefit of the short. So I thought they were really, really well done.
I thought it did a really great job of putting into perspective the risks and sacrifices that healthcare workers went through during the pandemic, and seeing from their perspective was really powerful. I loved the ending where we're focusing on that developing COVID test as she talks to her family, when moments before we saw like the just how quickly COVID can take someone in an instant and how deadly it can be. And now she's waiting to see if she'll be she'll be next. After also hearing about all her coworkers who are falling sick and people who are sneezing on her in the waiting room, just all these risks that she's taking to help these people and being away from the ones that she loves, really put all that into perspective for me. I thought it was a really timely film and really great film to show to get people to appreciate the healthcare workers and what they went through to help us during that outbreak.
I think in the space of, less than 3 minutes, you've done a really fantastic job of sort of, I guess, distilling the dangers and the troubles and the difficulties that these frontline workers in healthcare especially are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Irate family members and tense medical situations and the ever-present threat of themselves getting sick and bringing it home to their families. And I love how humanizing that is. I think it's one of those things that's really important to keep in mind, now and, over the last few years, that, these are very, very much people too. And I think that with this simple little story, I feel like you're really driving the point home that yes, these are individuals who care about all the same things that you might as their patient. So yeah, really, really nice work. Just, I guess, delivering a portrait of humanity here in just a few short minutes. I think you did a really, really nice job with it.
We see nurses working hard in a ward, lots of fast-paced footage trying to save the life of a COVID patient, great editing in the film. The performances of all the cast members are excellent, very believable in their stressful work environment, dealing with death and angry relatives of patients. The setting and props of the hospital seemed really authentic. Very touching scene at the end as the nurse lovingly interacts with their family at home. Awesome film, a real tribute to nurses.
To shed light and show what first responders, especially nurses, went through during the pandemic, having to be away from their families, trying to, isolate themselves even more to make sure that their families were okay and not being exposed when they're working with COVID patients. And I think it's really beautiful to kind of show that and honor that.
The hardship and dedication and effort that nurses put in, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. In some places in the past 2 years, in some places still ongoing. And I think it did a really great job of showing that reality in a really empathetic way